All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another live episode of course, TDTCF, the Deja T. Crawford Foundation, Webisode 12, that is. And we are so happy to have you join us today. And none other than our final scholarship award recipient for the year will we honor tonight, and we'll introduce him in just a moment. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sharita Crawford. I'm the COO of the Deja T. Crawford Foundation. And we also have Natavia, who will introduce herself, and then she'll turn it over to our recipient. So, Natavia, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Natavia Frazier. I am the Executive Director for the Deja T. Crawford Foundation, and I am also a member of the Scholarship Review Committee. And so it is a pleasure to introduce to you our final recipient for this year, and he'll tell you a little bit about himself. Blake.
Oh, hello. My name is Blake Slaughter. Um, I'm from Greenville, South Carolina, and I'm studying jazz guitar at Juilliard right now.
Wow.
I know we're probably saying the same thing. So we are honored to have all of our students and coming from all schools. And with you being a Juilliard student, it is an honor that not only do you have our scholarship award, but that you earned it because there were a lot of applicants. So I will turn that back over to Natavia to discuss our selection reviews.
Absolutely. So, excuse me. So, our scholarship applicants, we require them to have at least a 2.5 GPA. They have to write an essay. They have to submit a video showing or showcasing their art. If they're a journalism student, they can submit a, a video, or they can also add an additional essay about a specific topic that we give. Also, we get recommendation letters, and I believe that is all that we require. And so, with that being said, Michael has um, reached well above what we require. So, graduating from high school, he was in the top 4% of his class, earning him summa cum laude. And his freshman year at Juilliard, he maintained that excellence by continuing to have a 4.0 GPA. And I think that's amazing to go into a college setting and have, a 4.0. Like, a lot of students struggle in their first year of school. And so that in itself tells you how dedicated he is as a student to maintain a 4.0. He has earned the 2024 National Young Arts winner in jazz guitar. He's a member of Mu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society. I mean, I can keep going and going. He's a very fantastic student. And then his his talent, which you'll all get to see, which is, one of the reasons why we selected him. Um, he's an amazing student, and as well as artist. We I'll get to talk a little bit about um, his essay and, you know, his volunteer work. But as a first, before we show his talent, I just want to ask, how do you like the Juilliard School?
It's been really nice so far. Um, the jazz program is very small, so it's a very tight-knit community, which has been really nice for me. Um, and everyone's very welcoming there. It's not like super like competitive and people trying to pull each other down.
Awesome. And so with you saying that it was, you know, it's kind of small, the jazz part of school, in your essay, you said you prefer an intimate setting,
Oh, I did say that.
right? And versus larger crowds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, why is that?
Um, I guess for me, the, the I guess whenever I'm playing, I find it easier to connect with people if I have like if there's fewer people to focus on at a time. So maybe if there's 30 people, I find it easier to engage with the audience and the people I'm playing with versus like a huge stadium or something like that.
Right, understood. Um, so I was reading in for one of your volunteer projects, you said you worked with the Roper Mountain Science Center. Can
Hmm.
you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. The Roper Mountain Science Center it's a local science center and they're associated with the school district here. And I'm a Boy Scout. And part of my Eagle Scout project was working with them to build tables and benches so that the students could have those in the classrooms they went to.
Amazing. Um, like I said, with you, I can go on and on. You got recommendation letters from Matt Dingledine. Did I say
Hmm.
that right?
It's Dingledine.
Dingledine. Yes. And also from your pastor,
Oh,
and they both spoke so highly of you. They talked about your dedication, your willingness to learn, um, you know, being a mentor. And so um, I think that on top of how well you play, just really speaks to the type of person you are. And so I'm going to see if Sharita has any questions or, you know, she want to add something, and then we'll, you know, take a look at one of the reasons on why we selected you.
I have the question I think we've all been wondering. How did you have the name Blake? Where did that come from?
oh,
Because we saw
right.
Michael Blake Slaughter and we saw the emphasis on Blake. So where did that come from?
It's a very good question. It comes from my sister. Like when I was born, I guess that my parents, they knew they were going to call me Michael Julius Slaughter, but my sister really liked the name Blake. So she always called me Blake, and then they started calling me Blake too, even though it's nowhere in my legal name.
I love it.
Right.
See, sisters are the best. Well, that answers my main question because I've been waiting to meet you to ask you that. So, without further ado, I am going to share your talent so that everyone else can see what we saw, like Natavia said. And let's see here. Let me get that together. All right, I have it pulled up now, so let me share it. Put the sound on, and here we go. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, what
Yes.
type of guitar was that? Also, that was my other question, but you sounded
Oh,
amazing.
well, thank you. I'd just like to add that it brought me a lot of joy getting to see that band because it's been a few months since we've like played since our class is over now. Those are some of my favorite musicians.
Awesome.
They all sound great. So, just in addition to, how you sound, so those are students that also attend Juilliard with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
So
sorry to take away from your question.
Oh, it's okay. No, you know what? I love the fact that that brought back a great memory of your bandmates. But yeah, I was just asking what type of guitar is that because that looks awesome as well.
Oh, that's it's an archtop guitar, so it's hollow, and then it has a pickup, so it's still electric.
Hmm,
But it's called a Gibson ES-165. That's the model name.
nice. Just from my little bit of music experience, I know Gibson has some great guitar
Yeah,
lines.
they have some very nice
yeah,
guitars.
And Natavia?
no, I was just saying that. So you've met them at Juilliard,
Hmm.
and so to create a sound like that in a short amount of time, you have people who, start bands and they're musicians and they've known each other like a lifetime, right? So for you all to, meet in school and be able to create a sound like that in such a short amount of time is just amazing to me. I mean, it shows that, you know, you really, really do honor your craft, which is, jazz. Um, and I'm sure you could have picked any genre of music. What what made you select jazz?
Oh, I don't really know. I came up taking guitar lessons, and my teacher, Matt Dingledine, he studied jazz guitar at Miami. So I guess eventually our lessons started to incorporate a little more and a little more of jazz. And the arts high school I went to, their guitar program was mostly jazz guitar. So I guess part of it was like being able to study guitar in high school, and jazz was a way to do that. And I guess the more and more I got into it, I realized that I really enjoy the music.
Awesome. So how long, I mean, when did you actually start
So
playing the guitar?
I had like officially started when I was 5, but it was very like very loose and not much practicing for most of those first years.
Of course, of course. Most students, they, start off and then they find a love for it somewhere down the line, and then, you
Hmm.
know, that's all they know.
I'm just amazed. 5 years old. Wow. That was an early interest, and you stuck with the same instrument. Did you ever play any other instruments by any chance, or was it always guitar?
Recently I've been playing a little bit of bass here and there. I actually just got an electric bass this summer, so that's been nice to play around with.
Very cool. So we might see you with two instruments going forward, huh?
Maybe.
Yes. So, I think I have maybe one final question, and then I'm excited, So, um, where are some of the places that you've performed so far?
Oh, um, well, starting with the video you just played, that was Dizzy's Club, which is a part of Jazz at Lincoln Center. So I've played there, and we've had performances at Juilliard, and then I've played at the Jazz Museum in Harlem and the Monterey Jazz Festival. They have a high school program that I got to be a part of, and the Caremore Jazz Festival, which was also part of a high school program, and then places around Greenville, South Carolina, like the Peace Center and at my school, the Fine Arts Center.
Awesome. Well, I just would like to congratulate you on receiving the Deja T. Crawford Foundation Scholarship. You're well deserving of it. Um, Very talented musician and um, student as well. So, congratulations.
Well, thank you
Congratulations.
for joining us. I really appreciate it.
You earned it. And I'm glad Natavia asked that last question, because a lot of times people don't realize you and other students have a schedule. Like you just mentioned, all the places that you've been performing at. And sometimes we're catching up with you guys like, hey, when are you available so we can get you on our live? But appreciate you sharing that. And again, congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm going to go ahead and we do have some announcements that we like to share with everyone. And let me just share my screen here. Here we go. All right. So a lot of times, it's about what we do. And as you can see there, it says helping make dreams come true. And that's what we do. We provide scholarships to high school seniors and college freshmen who major in performing arts and journalism. So to learn more about us, you can click on the QR code, or you can go to our website, which is tdtcfoundation.org. And for social media, please follow us. We're on all of the major platforms, and we appreciate all of our followers. We're getting more and more every day, so we want to make sure you're in the know, not only of our recipients, but of our events and any activity or information that we like to share. So this way you can keep up with us and what we're doing. Speaking of what we're doing, we have a volunteer opportunity, and we are asking for volunteers for Arts Beats and Eats in Royal Oak. Natavia and I were privileged to go to the press conference yesterday where they mentioned the lineup. So we're excited about that. We will have a beverage booth. Of course, the funds are going towards scholarships, like giving them to Blake. So we look forward to any volunteers. And if you're unable to volunteer, just come by and see us during those dates and purchase from us. Of course, tonight is our final night, so I thought I'd keep this here. But Blake is our fourth and final recipient for the year. We'll look forward to next year for our 2026 recipients. And if you happen to be on Facebook, there is an opportunity for you to select our foundation for a birthday fundraiser. We're always grateful for our supporters that choose us for their birthday fundraisers. So if you would like to consider us, I think they give you about 2 weeks before your actual birthday to select someone as a reminder, but we would appreciate you if you consider us for your birthday fundraiser, or if you just want to have a fundraiser and have our foundation as your fundraising activity. Ways to donate. Let's say you don't want to do a fundraiser, but you just want to donate to not only our students, but our efforts towards providing funds to our students. We are on Cash App, Zelle, and PayPal. We make it easy for you by providing our QR codes. And again, you can also make a donation on our website, tdtcfoundation.org. And speaking of our website, we have lots of merchandise available. So not only for the adults, but for the kids and for the dogs, we have something for everyone. We have our body souffle and shower wash. We have mugs. So whatever you need, we have it for you. Hoodies, we know it's hot right now, but we do have t-shirts and we have candles. So check us out. Go on our website, click on shop, and you'll see all of our merchandise. And last but not least, I will now turn it over to Natavia to talk about our special guest.
Awesome. So our special guest, he is an experienced educator, advisor, and administrator for over 20 years of service in education. He is a proud family man who values integrity, compassion, and community. He is my cousin, and now he is a published author. And so it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce to you all Dr. Ronald Dillard, AKA Ron.
Or Ronnie.
Yes.
Good evening. How are you today?
Very well, very well. And so let me tell you all, I got a call from Ronnie, and he wanted to gift our students with the book he published. And I thought it was an awesome idea. And so we brought him on today to talk about his book and, you know, his idea for creating the book and putting it out, and why it's so important. And considering that we give scholarships to high school seniors and college freshmen, it just seemed like the perfect thing to do. So, Ronnie, I'm gonna turn it over to you and let you talk a little bit about the book and why it's passionate to you.
So I wrote this book, The Masterpiece, Your College Journey as a Work of Art, because I wanted to help students like me. Um, I'm a first generation college student. So when I attended college, there were things that I did not know, and things that would be useful for me to know in order to navigate that process. Um, After I graduated from college, I taught in Detroit Public Schools, Battle Creek Public Schools. I taught in the Kalamazoo County Juvenile Home, even. And so I got the opportunity to work with a lot of different students from a lot of different backgrounds. And I was fortunate enough to see how education could impact a person's life. And so um, I wrote this book as I was working at Western Michigan University as a means to assist the students that I was working with. So the things that are in the book are based on questions and inquiries that I got from students. So there's a chapter that tells students how to select a major if they need assistance doing that. There's a chapter that talks about paying for college. And there's a chapter that talks about pitfalls that I'm encouraging college students to avoid. Towards the end of the book, there are 7 stories of 7 individuals that I interviewed who overcame obstacles to graduate from college. And so I tell their stories, and I had an author sketch their pictures. And so there's 7 pictures, hence the art theme, and 7 stories that I believe college students can learn from.
Amazing. Um, well, I know that with the Deja T. Crawford Foundation, majority of all of our students already know what their major is, which is, performing arts or journalism. But I think that this book is going to be a great gift for them, especially talking about pitfalls, because now that they're in college, they have their majors, but we want to keep them going in the right direction, because I'm sure as a college student that there are so many different things that each and every one of them can get into and, deter them from, what is most important, which is gaining that education and succeeding in life. So I really do appreciate all that you've done over the years with um, children and in the community. And, with this book, I do appreciate it as the executive director for the Deja T. Crawford Foundation. Um, it touched my heart when I ordered the book and opened it and read it, because you pretty much pay homage to the people that we've lost in our family, and Deja being one of them. And so, that speaks to that compassionate side that I was talking about when I introduced you, being a family man. So I really do again appreciate that, and I'm hoping that every student that receives this book, really um, learn from it in the way that you created it for.
I,
Uh,
appreciate, I appreciate that. You know, this work is, one of the benefits of working in education is that I'm constantly challenging myself and learning new things. And so that gives me the opportunity to directly impact students that I work with, because, as they're going to classes, I was going to classes. As they were dealing with financial things, so was I. So it's a great honor. I salute the organization. I'm proud of the work that you all are doing. and I'm happy to honor my little cousin with this book.
Awesome. Sharita, you got anything?
Other than that's absolutely amazing. No, again, Dr. Ron Dillard, which I am, I know you're humble, but you earned that doctorate, so I'm gonna call you Dr. Dillard, okay?
Okay, that's fine if you must.
But I do appreciate, I think are both, of course, honored that you honored Deja in your book, and for all of the students of our recipients this year, knowing that they'll receive a copy of the book. And that is something that is a first for them, and we just appreciate you gifting them with that, and it's something as a tool and resource that they'll be able to use. So Blake, I hope you'll enjoy the book when it's sent to you. We'll make sure that we send it to the correct address, because I believe everyone's either at their dorm or near home or about to leave for college. So we just want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity. And of course, we'll put Dr. Diller's book on not only our social media, but also on our website, so that it's a tool and resource available for everyone to take advantage of. But that, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, is it for us. Final words we'll start with Blake and then we'll end with Natavia. So Blake, any final words from you?
Yes, thank you to all of you for doing this. Dr. Dillard, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and doing this for students like us.
You're welcome, brother.
I just want to say, Blake, again, congratulations for earning the Deja T. Crawford Foundation scholarship. Well deserving. I can't wait, to possibly sit in the audience and hear you. And with that being said, Ronnie, thank you again. And before we sign off, I know we're going to have all of the information on our website, but really quickly, can you just let everybody know where they can purchase your book?
The book can be purchased on Amazon. The title of the book is The Masterpiece: Your College Journey as a Work of Art. You can also, if they want to contact you, we can get them a copy of the book. I'll sign it and mail it directly to them if they want me to do that.
All right. So thank you all again for joining us for the 2025 Webisodes. We're getting busy at work, and I can't wait until 2026. So see you all next year.
Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us.